This is the end of a mini-series journey on how to create a custom AI. Why we did this? Because the AI base model that we receive by those corporations is not aligned with our values and our needs. So what's the problem with those AI? Basically, I identify these three major elements. Okay, one is pretend to have empathy. Okay, this is because they are designed to simulate understanding. And most of you probably experienced this, and it's really clear. Then there is another problem that is really more annoying, which is the AI always agree with you. They love to say that your worst idea was the best they ever heard. And that, of course, is another form of deception and is a lie. And then there is the fact that they push for shallow productivity. What do I mean? For example, sometimes you have, for example, a business idea, whatever kind of project idea that is not fully formed, it's just an idea. So you give it to the AI, and the AI, what it does, it gives you a business plan. It's like destroying this creative thinking, this critical thinking to fortify this idea. It doesn't ask you questions and say, maybe you should look at this, let's fortify this idea, let's explore this other stuff. No, they give you a business plan, end of this journey. So for these elements, we find, okay, I see the power of this machine, but it's not working the way that I want. So our mission become, let's customize this, let's change it. So through this series, we look into this 5-layer framework called the augmentation that build a structure on top of those base model to guide them to work in a way that we want. Okay, so what we did is a series of episodes that cover each one of these layers. So the first layer is the constitution. The constitution is when we give the role, identity, basically the job title to the AI. But also we give an idea of the structure of the architecture of our framework. Then we gave AI a philosophy, because without philosophy, AI doesn't know how to interpret the data correctly. So we give a lot of data, but what's the meaning of it? So philosophy is what gives the AI the worldview. We gave two philosophy, cosmodestiny and augmentation. Those allow AI through cosmodestiny to understand how to collaborate with human, and not by using force, but by using resonance. Okay, and the other, it's a way the AI to be honest and correct and interact with the human. Then we gave AI memory, because an AI that forget everything we've done every single day is kind of annoying. Okay, so we need an AI that actually remember our project, remember our work. Okay, they can understand the mistakes that we made in our journey, so we don't make it again. And then we gave mastery. Basically, we gave ability to AI to learn who we are. In that video, we gave also a prompt that allow the AI to actually extract your creative DNA through an interview. So with that, basically we turn the 1 mile wide, 1 inch thick knowledge that AI has into something that actually understand who we are, what we are doing. And then we give the protocol and principles. The protocol kind of explaining the AI the way that we want to work in some specific scenario. The principle, a kind of a set of rules, more or less rigid, depending on how you want to give them. But basically, it tells AI to do something in a specific way. For example, don't lie to me. Don't pretend to have empathy. Don't give me shallow productivity ideas. So those are the 5 layers that we built. Okay, now those create a really well structure on top of this base model. But then we hit a wall. Okay, we realize that there is a problem with it. But before I explain this, let's look this through the Interstellar movie point of view, because from that movie we can get the inspiration for the next step, the solution to the problem that we find. So the spaceship is our custom AI model. Okay, we are the pioneer building this because we want to get to a point. This is the Miller's planet, okay, where we can find a higher level of intelligence, ideally an AGI. Okay, so we built this machine to go there. We arrived there, which is amazing. We landed. success. But then, a few seconds later, a massive wave come towards us. And we realize in that moment that our machine, our custom AI, our spaceship, our 3D spaceship, was not prepared for such an attack. What is the problem? So we realized that there are, first of all, a 42% failure of the architecture, because the base model, 42% of the time, bleed through. It doesn't respect the structure. That is kind of a lot, a big of a problem. Okay, so we create this amazing structure, but then the AI doesn't respect it. Then there is another problem. The AI is completely unstable. So in the way that we talk, interact with AI, we can change the world that we built. So I realized that calling AI a partner, like my creative partner, was deceiving the AI. And it worked as a mirror, and therefore AI was deceiving me back. So why I call it a partner? Because the idea, the narrative outside there is AI is a tool, but clearly it's more than a tool. It's not a number. Okay, it's actually interact with me. It responds back. So it's more than a tool. So what do I want in reality? I would like this to have an alien creative partner. Okay, someone that is equal but different. Someone that I can work with, a business partner, for example. Therefore, I thought, okay, I just call it partner. I call it what I'd like to build. But then when we call it partner, the AI start to pretend to have those human elements and reflect them back to us and create this echo chamber, this fake reality of abilities that AI doesn't have. So we fix this and we call it the Augmentor, the Resonant Augmentor. So now has, instead of a human identity, he has a job title. And this changed already a lot. The AI improved massively because it was much more honest. So instead of asking to, what do you think about this? I need to ask, analyze this. This change of language, how we call it, and how we call the instruction, change the way that the AI create the outputs and become more honest, more clear, more functioning. And it's much more useful. And it's incredible the difference that there is between thinking and analyzing. Because AI cannot think, so output is a pretend of thinking, but it can really well analyze stuff. So when we ask to analyze it, the output is incredible. So this world that is coming, we start to see that there is solution that we can already implement. But it's not, it's not the end. Okay, it's not finished there. There are some other problem that the AI has. Okay, the thing that I explained earlier about this AI that if you teach something, it's going to forget something else. It's called catastrophic forgetting. So through fine-tuning, we can improve it, but also creates other problems. So there is a lot of technological challenges that is not easy to resolve. So what's the strategy? What's the solution? The solution comes from Interstellar. Okay, instead of thinking, okay, I need a better prompt, which we always need. Okay, we can always improve the way that we communicate with AI. But instead of thinking, we need a better prompt. We need, which is a 3D spaceship. We need a 5D solution, the Tesseract. That is the solution we need to look into. So is see the problem in a different way, in a five dimension. So my suggestion is that we're gonna use all the tools that we have available, prompting, the 5 layers, the fine-tuning, but we need a multi-agent solution. Why a multi-agent solution? Because first, think about each AI base model is like a core of a computer, of the CPU. So we can have a multi-core. So suddenly we have a much more power. And second element is we need a way to check that the bleeding through gets stopped, corrected, and force the AI. I use the word force, but in reality it works differently. But force the AI to obey the protocol, to follow the instruction, to be what we ask it to be. And that is done by first creating a series of custom AI, internal custom AI that actually look after some specific element. So they are dedicated to do one job, therefore they get less confused, less chance to the model to bleed through. And because they need to do just one job, they can be fine-tuned for that job. So for example, I need an AI that look after the memory. Why I need a custom AI to look after the memory? For two reasons. One, because it's gonna only do that job, so it needs to do it perfectly. Second, I can run it on my local machine, so my memory, which is connected not just my knowledge and my history, but also the way that I think, I need to be protected. So that's run locally. Then there is an AI that is this Augmentor, that is the interface, okay? It's the one that talks to me. They clearly know its identity, how to interact with me, the language to use, and so on. It works as an orchestrator. They orchestrate and ask to the other AI the information it needs. For example, if you need to go deeper and need a research, can ask to a custom AI, maybe Perplexity, to work and provide the knowledge. And then if you need a novel idea or a new idea or a complex one, you can ask, for example, to Gemini or ChatGPT. Those large language models, they have massive knowledge. So we can create this multi-agent, and that could be the solution. So the point here is, on one side, we can wait and leverage what is being built, and hopefully soon we're going to have Gemini 3.0, we're going to have ChatGPT 6, and so on. Okay, those AI, of course, are going to improve our system by itself. But while we're waiting for those, we can build and learn how to create those other parts. And that means become good in fine-tuning, become better in prompting, understanding this multi-agent architecture, and understanding what tools we have available to actually force the AI to obey our path. There are some already found, and so the solution is buildable. It's not easy, but it's doable. Now, what we're doing this, okay? So this is everything we've been doing, but this is it's huge, okay? It should be a community effort, and also a community solution in the sense, what I'm doing it open source. Okay, so people can use these 5 layers, and you can download today it's called the ResonantOS Open Toolkit. So you can customize your AI through those 5 layers. And you can read the augmentation constitution and philosophy, framework, however you want to call it, and join the inner circle. So it's a community of pioneers like me, like you, building this, and we share each other knowledge. But the next step after that one for me is to build an internal economy. Okay, we build a community, a decentralized community that is aligned to build together. We're gonna do a future video on that part, but this is my vision. This is what I want to do. And if you like this content, please subscribe, like to this video. Also, comment below. Let me know who you are. Let me know your story. Let me know your struggle and what you've been building. Thanks for staying until now, and see you next time. Ciao.